it's a web-based thing. Businesses can log on to the Renew website. My friend is a small business owner, and she's actually on that site at the moment. She got about 20 massive amounts of bubble wrap that she's able to use with her jewellery. Because, everyone, someone's got cardboard boxes, someone's got sacks, someone's got this, that, the other thing, computers.
I think I saw a printed list, actually, a resource list too. It's amazing stuff in there for free. Or like Grupada, you give something and you take something. It's wonderful. We have so many resources around and don't see them, or we don't know that they are there. We have to start believing more in ourselves and helping ourselves and investing in community instead of buying from this multinational that make New Zealand poorer and poorer because they suck out the profits and make us poorer. We have to, with smart shopping should go a lot further, that you really look what your consumer dollar is supporting. Is it supporting the destruction of this planet, or is it helping my community? So shop local, buy local, support your local growers, eat local food, wait for those local wars when they come here. It's going to be exciting. Because in the States, you know what they do? They go in a restaurant, 10 of them sometimes, and say, we want to have dinner tonight. And they say, oh yes, this table here, this table. Then they sit down and they say, can we see the menu? And then they start asking questions. Where does the meat come from? What oil are you using? Where does that come from? And then, of course, the people in the restaurant get a bit of, who are these guys here? And then they all stand up and say, sorry, you getting things from all over the world. We're local wars. We only support local production. And they walk home. Can you imagine the person in the restaurant? If that happens a few nights, you wake up. And that's consumer power. If you go to a shop and you start asking, where does this come from? Right, that's power. And that's where the power is with the consumer dollar. And you have got it. You spend it daily.
Joe, there's a question here.
Okay, so.
I was just wondering if there was any email address or information that you might know about to do with solar batteries and windmills and things like that, how you start to research.
Yes. Well, the most in advertising in this direction is in those alternative papers like Organic New Zealand at the back, and then Soil and Health has got a good resource list. This organization on permaculture piece, we have a wonderful network throughout the country.
I think probably in this little booklet here, Your Guide to a Smarter Home, there's on page 20, there's a website, www.smarterhomes.org.nz.
Yeah.
So
and all the solar companies, New Zealand companies,
and they have.
There's a solar website there too.
Is there a solar one?
Yeah. 2 boys who made an old washing machine part.
That's right. There are workshops up in Kaipara, the Automatia Eco Village. They're giving workshops on sustainable living and on what we call appropriate technology. Technology that you actually have control over. You don't wait for parts coming from Sweden or Germany or Japan or so. You actually have control over it. We have the skill. It's just look at the Kiwis with their number 8 wire mentality. Perfect country to actually become self-sufficient. Automatia Eco Village. They have actually a workshop right now on appropriate technology.
Got cancelled.
It's put off.
Cancelled.
It's cancelled.
Luckily, it's been put off till next year.
Okay.
Diverted.
No, there are people on it.
There's quite a lot of websites in there on all the different aspects of
Take one
energy
of our
saving in the
summer
home.
programs. There's on our website. There's a link to all this. So they go on our website and link to it. It's wonderful. It's all here. Let us go around. Just take one if you're really interested.
If anybody's got kids in school and you'd like to get some programs going in school, this is a great little booklet. It's put out by the New Zealand Climate Change Project. It's available there's a website here, I'll put it up, you can order it, and it's done for kids. So there's little questionnaires, kind of games and all sorts of things, and that is available free, and it's really good.
Also, we did put together a very professional DVD here, how to compost and
okay, sorry.
bokashi composting and worm farming. This is available too for $25. Or there's another one, a documentation on our farm, what we have done the last 20 years on our farm, done by a team from Japan, but it's in English.
Sorry, this is, Rachel's just corrected me on this. She's got this booklet in a PDF format. She can email it to you. Or print it for you. So contact Rachel and at the council.
Yes. Yes. I'll put my email address up there.
Also, write to the council, demand that this kind of education is happening more. The council is now willing to help us, what they have done. We have 2 years, Trish and me, we have done workshops already, and this is the last one on climate change. But I think this can be the beginning. We have a new council. Why not educate our decision makers and ask them to provide us with leadership and with access to this kind of knowledge? It is here, but I think it's a good step. And if our guys are serious, not only local governments, central government has to play a big role in leadership, I think, if we want to go towards a sustainable nation.
So that,
yes, it brings us to an end.
that brings this workshop to a close.
I just want to mention once more, because take this picture home to you. That's where we are now. And that, the oil peak, that's what we had. We used up half of the oil reserves, and here we are. In permaculture, we call this the descent, the energy descent culture. And lots of communities globally, and there's a long list of it, available on Decision Down, they already having energy descent action plans. And that's a very wise way of preparing yourself. And the experts say there's no soft landing, but maybe we can make it a little softer. That's what I believe in. I'm an eternal optimist, I think. Otherwise I wouldn't have done for 45 years what I have done. Being an activist and standing up against this madness of unsustainable living that we have in our present system. Yes, please.
I was just, a lot of statistics show quite recent statistics around warming and things like that and that. But I was reading a book on boating last weekend, and they're talking about the boat trip where you can do a trip from one side of Sweden to the other, because Denmark used to control the entrance to the Baltic Sea. And in there they said there was an old seaport that was quite a way in, but that stopped being a seaport a long time ago, in the early part of the last millennium, where the sea levels dropped. And I found it quite an astounding little thing. They just passed on, but it's quite an astounding little thing that at some time over the past millennium, sea levels have gone in the other way. And which got me thinking, well, what is all the data and what are the anecdotes? And I haven't seen charts. All I see is ones presented over quite a short time frame. And I see one that's going back to 1,000, and I can't see anything that goes the other way that's suggests
well,
that
I think,
former port stranded. So that was.
I actually became very interested in coming off the Ice Age. I've got a lot of documentation on that. In the 80s, we said the Ice Age is overdue again. And we always had them. So they're looking back. And it's actually overdue, but we're buffering it now with anthropogenic influence and heating up the planet. But actually, we're going to get another Ice Age. And experts say we have to heat up the planet first to have enough energy to transport all the water to the polar caps again to trigger off a new Ice Age. And they know now that the last Ice Age, it took only less than 10 years for the switch. They know now exactly. The ice cores, they did all the pollen measurements and everything with the research. So it can quickly happen going the other way again. But do we want to do that? For me, it's not a discussion anymore, anthropogenic or not. It's going to happen, it's right here. I've got mates of farmers all over the world, they say, forget farming, we're losing the water, the seasons, the soil. It's amazingly hard now to grow food. And we have 6.6 billion people now, and all eating